Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to talk about the LeBron vs Jordan debate. You might have seen one of my recent videos where I make the case for LeBron as the GOAT, and it has over 170,000 views, so thanks for all those who watched. This time I'm going to make the case for Jordan. Frankly, you can have the opinion that either one of these guys is the GOAT because they are both on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, along with guys like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Kobe Bryant. Before even starting to tell you all the many reasons why Jordan is better than LeBron, here's some of the people that think Jordan is better than LeBron, such as Penny Hardaway, Jamal Crawford, and Eddie House.
But right now, to me, Michael is the GOAT.
Michael is the greatest player ever.
Michael Jordan is the greatest player to ever put on shoes and play in our game. No doubt about it.
I would want Michael Jordan every day and twice on Sunday.
That's the best. And everybody, all the players that I know, every player that I know, before me, after me, say Michael Jordan's the best player.
Like, he's the best player I've ever seen. I believe he's the best player I'll ever see. I believe he'll be the best player a million years from now. I really believe that. I believe he is the best ever.
That's not LeBron James we're talking about. That's Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the GOAT.
Any media person that I see in person for the rest of my life who try to tell me LeBron James is good as Michael Jordan, I'm just going to slap the hell out of him right on the spot. Right on the damn spot. No question asked. The next person who walks up to me and say, LeBron James, who is amazing, as good as Michael Jordan, or competes like Michael Jordan, I'm just going to slap the hell out of you right on the spot. And I'm going to take my chances with the judicial system.
First things first, Jordan has more championships. He has 6 compared to LeBron's 4. I mean, NBA players are playing for what exactly? To win championships. So it's hard to call LeBron the GOAT when he has less championships than Jordan, especially when LeBron has been in the league for so many more years. LeBron has already been in the league for 18 years and only won it 4 little times. Jordan has been in the league for 13 years, not including the 2 years in Washington, and won a championship 6 times. So he's won a championship in almost half of his time in the NBA.
Not only did he win 6 championships, he won 3 in a row twice. How many does LeBron have? 3 total.
That is the point. They roll the ball out there for the scoreboard, not for the stats.
Before I continue, I got plenty of videos coming up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like. Not only did Jordan win 6 times, he also never lost in the finals and never let it go to a Game 7. LeBron has lost in the finals 6 times and has an awful record in the finals of 4-6.
I'm talking about a 6-time champion who's never, ever lost an NBA final.
Michael Jordan is what in the finals? 6 and what?
Oh.
And what is LeBron in the finals? That's all I got to say.
He never lost in the finals.
The 6 NBA Finals MVPs, never get to a Game 7 because never allowed it. LeBron James has lost 6 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan won 6 NBA Finals and never lost one.
Jordan also never had to leave teams to chase rings. He was able to do it all in one city with whatever he was given.
So you know what he did? He called his homeboys, right? He called his friends. He said, hey, D-Wade, can I be on your team? Chris, you should come down here too. And then he formed the super team. He never had to leave teams. You know why? Because he was going to make his team find a way to win the championship when he was there.
Staying on the topic of championships, Jordan had this. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a pretty good team. But LeBron's team looked like this, and this, and this. And yet somehow we're going to say LeBron is the better player?
I could bring up him winning the finals, Ray Allen coming to the rescue.
He had both Kevin Love and Kyrie, and 4 straight years in Miami, he had both Dwayne and Bosh. So that's multiple All-Stars. And dare I start about free throw shooting?
Actually, Skip, I'm glad you mentioned free throw shooting. Jordan is 84% from the line. Okay, it's not the best, but that's a very good number. LeBron, however, is 73% from the line, meaning he misses 1 out of every 4 free throws. How can we call someone the GOAT who can't even shoot free throws?
He's the last guy you want on the free throw line.
He has never been a stout, big-time free throw shooter throughout his career. It has never happened.
When you are a liability at the late game free throw line, you can't be in this discussion. You're out, over and out for good.
To expand your game and become a much better three-point shooter, but he's got to get better at that. You can't airball a free throw. I can't give you all that praise and then you airball a free throw.
There's no reason LeBron shouldn't be an 80% free throw shooter. And to be in the low 70s and even worse in one possession games, I mean, he's just 1 of 6 this year with a minute less in a ball game. That's just unacceptable.
Now, people want to say Well, LeBron has made it to 10 finals, and Jordan only made it to 6. Yeah, that's because back then the East had the best teams, and when LeBron was playing in the East, he had to go through people like Paul George and Roy Hibbert. Meanwhile, all the superstars were in the Western Conference.
The East was the beast. Jordan had to fight through the East every year just to get to those teams.
But do I get to sit back and look at the Eastern Conference and look at what it has lacked? I remember Jordan having to go through Bird, having to go through Isaiah.
Here's the deal. The East is a joke. Let me count the ways. 6 of the top 7 players in ESPN rankings play in the West. 4 of the 5 All-NBA first-teamers play in the West. The West has won the head-to-head regular season 10 straight years and 19 of the last 20.
Other than championships, Jordan has way more accolades and achievements across the board. 6-time champion, 6-time Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, 10-time scoring leader, 3-time steals leader, 14-time NBA All-Star, and that's it. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's a whole lot more. 3-time All-Star Game MVP, 10 All-NBA First Team, 9-time All-Defensive First Team, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and 2-time Slam Dunk champion.
Jordan led the league in scoring 10 straight years. LeBron's only led the league in one thing, one time, scoring one time.
Michael Jordan was all defensive first team 9 times.
Okay.
LeBron James was 5 times. He won Defensive Player of the Year, and he won the dunk contest.
Okay.
Just to throw that out there, too.
There's one human being standing on this planet over the course of history that has actually achieved all 5 of the GOAT criteria over the course of their career, and it's not going to be a surprise exactly who that is. That is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. But it's not just the fact that he did it, it's the quantity of times that he's done.
Let's not forget the eras were also completely different. The league has drastically changed since the Jordan era. The league was much more competitive back then. Not like now where players make super teams.
Because we had 8, 9 teams that had 4 players on it that could be all-stars. So what I'm saying, so it's it's a different league than what you're talking about right now.
And the level of physicality is much lower. You can barely touch a guy without getting a foul called.
Trey got the whistle. Traffic jam there. Put up a tough shot. Trey again.
Another question. What era are we playing in? Are we playing in the big boy era where you can knock people on the ass, or are we playing in this little cupcake era now where you can't touch people?
And you look at the game, the way it was played back then, to the softest cottonelle tissue circumstances that exist now.
Jordan would get hit and bruised every night and still manage to have more points per game than LeBron, even with the game being that physical.
Several Milwaukee players converged on Michael Jordan as he drove.
Well, he takes it to the basket, and they get on top of the ball. That's what happens. And then right there, Cadillac Anderson has him, and he tried to grab him, but he couldn't hold on to him.
He never complained. Rick Mahorn and those guys, Kevin McHale and those guys, beat him to a pulp.
If Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He averaged 50 points.
The most important difference between the two is the clutch factor. Jordan had that killer instinct, and he had the will to win no matter what was thrown at him.
Completely just taking over games, you know, when it really counts. Not deferring to anybody at any given time.
No matter what the situation is, get me the ball.
Yeah.
And basically that tells me, get him the ball or I'm calling timeout.
Michael Jordan would either win or die on the court in that game, right? Whereas LeBron might lose and like hug him after it was over and be like, okay, we're good here.
He had that raging desire to win at any cost.
Obviously, like to me, Michael Jordan had that more aggressive mentality of he wanted to just take your heart out. He just kind of wanted to just break your heart out and just feed it to you.
Not like LeBron, who had Bosh and Wade and still lost to the Mavericks.
The 2011 NBA Finals, the greatest superstar meltdown I have ever witnessed.
I could bring up him losing the NBA Finals with 8 points in a game in the NBA Finals.
Michael Jordan never melted down in any playoff series the way LeBron did in that one. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't happen. In no way would any Michael Jordan team ever get blown off the floor in an NBA Finals by a record finals margin in 5 games the way your guy did.
Jordan is probably the most clutch player ever. Well, besides for Steve Kerr.
It is Michael Jordan time.
Michael, 6 seconds, 5. Michael in traffic to Kerr, 15-footer.
We went into the huddle and Phil told Michael, he said, Michael, I want you to take the last shot. And Michael said, you know, Phil, I don't feel real comfortable in these situations. So maybe we ought to go in another direction. So I thought to myself, well, I guess I got to bail Michael out again.
Overall, Jordan was clearly the better player on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively. LeBron's defense is nowhere near the level of Jordan's defense. Both Jordan and LeBron averaged the same amount of blocks per game over their career, even though Jordan is 3 inches shorter than LeBron, but also averaged almost 1 more steal than LeBron. Not to mention, Jordan never gave up on plays the way LeBron has in the past. Jordan played hard every second until the final horn.
I've never seen Jordan run from a defensive assignment.
I'm talking about a guy who's been the best offensive player and the best defensive player.
That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan's the only player that could ever turn it on and off, and he never freaking turned it off.
Thanks for watching, guys. As always, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give me a like as well.